Good morning. Good morning. It's way past 9 a.m. for Coffee with Fred. I apologize. I am late. I went to make my coffee and we didn't have any more espresso beans that were ground and ready to go. And so I was scavenging around looking for some coffee beans and we didn't have any. So I just used regular coffee beans that I had to grind and make my coffee before I was ready to go. So I was a little bit late. Sorry about that. But check out this really cool new mug I got from one of my students for Christmas. I got to learn how to turn stuff backwards in the camera here. Pretty awesome. Been drinking coffee out of it for a week now. Delicious. I hope you have a cup of coffee, because you could drink coffee all day long. It's a glorious thing, isn't it? So I do have students who occasionally will bring me gifts this time of year, which I always appreciate and never expect, but it's nice. Maybe you saw my post where I had one of my students organize a group of students to go in and they got me a engraved rock or stone. It says Fred Rock School of Drumming, and we put it at the entrance to the studio. It's so awesome. I really appreciated that. I also got this, where are you? It was sitting right here. Somebody has moved my cheese. Yep. I don't know where it went. I will have to find out, because the only people who are ever in here are me and Mary and studio guests. I am missing my pyrite mineral ball. It was sitting right here. I don't know where it went, but it's a really cool, like 2-inch ball of pyrite. And I was told it was to bring positive vibes and good fortune. So if it's not there, how's it working? Dang it. Anyway, hope everybody's doing great. I went through my list of supposed national holidays. The amount of holidays per day is interesting and at the same time ridiculous. Let's see. Yesterday was the first day of winter, which means we are on a path back to spring, right? Excellent, because it's really, really cold outside. And both sides of the street have this like 6-foot wide sheet of ice that's there, and we would like it to be gone. And it could disappear as soon as Jan 1 comes along, right? Let's see. Today is National Cookie Exchange Day, so maybe we should all go get some cookies and exchange them. We still have cookies, right? And then for all you people who are height challenged, today is Short Person Day, so that would be for you, Karen Pixler. If anybody knows my friend Karen Pixler, she's awesome, and she's short. It's also Forefathers Day and also Mathematics Day. Anybody here in this group of coffee people good at math? I myself was terrible at math until I was a sophomore in high school. I actually had to retake a math class, and the teacher I had at the time, I don't know, he just had this way of teaching that as I was learning, it just, all these lights went off and it made sense to me. And I haven't struggled that much with math since then. And as being a businessman, I also have to have some math skills, right? So today is Mathematics Day. Let's see, up to date, Mary's finger's doing great. She said that she hasn't had any pain meds in over a week, which is awesome. And I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, she was actually in our living room playing the piano. And but I did see her pinky finger kind of hovering as she was playing, so it's not quite ready for the piano, but she actually played quite well for having a part of her finger missing. And then let's see, I put in my title, not to listen to Bill Burr before you go Christmas shopping. Who knows who Bill Burr is? Raise your hand. I can't see your hand. That reminds me of in that cartoon movie, The Shark Tale, and they had the mob, octopus and fish or whatever. And he said, shake your head if you understand, like they're on the phone, and he shakes his head. He's like, now did you shake your head? I feel like Clark Griswold laughing constantly. Anyway, so Bill Burr, if you don't know who Bill Burr is, he's a comedian and actor, and he's pretty funny. He's fairly abrasive in his language, but man, he's so on point typically with everything that he says. And so Mary and I were driving around the other day. We were getting ready to go Christmas shopping, and we had our coffees, and we're listening to Bill Burr, and he was talking about needing a cloth to clean his computer screen and having to go to Walmart to get it, and not finding any associate that was any help, and just talking about how people act in general as they're doing their shopping. And he's just annoyed by how everybody is. And as we're getting ready to go to one of the first stores we were at, we were parked right up front, and this woman comes along, and I could see her on the other side of the glass, and she's holding something and carrying something, and she actually physically just kicks the door open, like, boom. And she's carrying a little dog, her little dog with her, and I don't know what else she was carrying, but Mary and I both were laughing at her, and I don't think she saw us laughing. We were just laughing because it was humorous, especially just listening to Bill Burr. And then we were wondering, like, who takes their dogs shopping? Like, who assumes that you could just take your pet into whatever store you're going into, right? And she went back in. I thought she would have left the dog in the car, but she went back in, and moments later came back out with another handful of stuff, and then put it in her car and left. And we were just like, why didn't she just back up against the door and open it and go out? But it was pretty funny. But then now I'm walking around the store. I'm wearing this hat, which typically people will see this hat and they start smiling and say Merry Christmas or something. But I had just listened to Bill Burr, so everybody in the store, whatever they're doing, is just like, I'm now hypersensitive to it, right? They're leaving their carts in the middle of the aisles and those kind of things, and they act like you're invisible, right? This guy's invisible with his hat, and they won't move out of the way. And in my mind, I just have this Bill Burr, get out, thing to get out of the way. So it was pretty funny. So don't listen to Bill Burr and then go Christmas shopping and expect to have patience with people. Speaking of people with shopping habits that almost seem cursed by it, when Mary and I first started dating 100 years ago, and we would go shopping, she has this way of moving through a store and things just fall off of shelves, or they fall off the hangers, like if she's shopping for clothes or something. Just stuff is constantly falling on the floor. Well, a couple days ago, it was still true, and now she blames me because she says that only happens when I'm with her, which I highly doubt is the case. But nonetheless, as she's moving through the store, things are falling off of shelves and off of hangers, and it's a complete mess. She's a mess. So we had that going for us, picking clothes off the floor and rehanging them as we went along. And then let's see what else is happening here. Cliff Miller, we just finished a quick little jaunt over to Jackson Hole, Wyoming to play at the Silver Dollar at the famous Wart Hotel. And it was our first time there. Cliff has been to Wyoming several times doing his solo acoustic thing, and sometimes as a duo. He's gone with Matt Hartz playing fiddle. And the last time that they were in Wyoming, the same owner of wherever they were playing, I don't remember the name of the place, but he also runs the Silver Dollar, and he said, yeah, we want to get the whole band here. So we went and played, and it was awesome. It was so great. The stage was pretty big considering you're playing in a bar. It was a really nice bar restaurant, and the sound guy Rob was phenomenal. And they even broadcast the whole show on their YouTube channel, which I believe is called Silver Dollar TV. So if you go to Silver Dollar TV on YouTube, it may still be there. They have their videos separated to their videos, and then you can also click on live videos, and I believe our show was there, and it sounds incredible. Now I've told people it sounds incredible. They're like, yeah, that's cool, and then they actually listen to it. They're like, oh, wow, this sounds amazing. So it almost sounds like a studio recording, and it was recorded live. And so Rob was phenomenal. They loved us. We are going back the end of February, so we're really looking forward to making another trip to Jackson. And Cliff is also working on another show, I think about an hour or so away from there, so that we can get 2 shows in on the weekend. It was always a great hang time with my friends, and I wanted to know, if you're a musician and you're playing in your bands and you're playing frequently and going out, how many of your musician friends actually come out to see you, like people of other bands? That seems like the most difficult crowd of people to come see you play. And Mary and I love to go out, especially Ironwood, and just check out the local scene. There's no cover there typically, unless there's a bigger event. Maybe they'll have a $10 cover charge or something. They have really good food and drinks, and it's a big place. It's easy to find seating, and we just love to go and hang out and check out bands we've never heard, or typically we know 1 or 2 people in their bands, and we'll go check out a set or 2, or maybe stay the whole night and congratulate them on playing their gig, you know. And so I find myself sometimes, I don't invite my musician friends to every show that I'm playing, but the Sapphire show on January 20th is one that's really important to me and to Cliff and the rest of the band. The Sapphire Room is such a nice venue to go to, and I sent out text messages to each individual person who I thought would come, and several students are coming, or their parents are coming. All those people responded, but not one musician friend that I sent a text to about the January 20th show, not one, 0, responded to me saying, yeah, we'll be there, or sorry, we can't go. It's just been crickets, which just blows me away. Where are you, my musician friends? Where are you? Where are you? I see you. I see you. Come on, guys. January 20th, you know, I love to go support my musician friends in their band, so love to see you in the audience once or twice. That would be cool too. Now, on to Midline. Midline, we had a rehearsal last night, and it was awesome. Excuse me. And let's see. We have a new song called Ghost. And Lamont, add this cricket to your list. But Lamont, I don't think that I made it to the L section of my contacts yet, so you haven't received a text message from me yet. But I can count on you not responding now, apparently. So, Midline got together. We are working on a song called Ghost, and we are hoping to send it off to be mixed and mastered by a somewhat famous engineer. L for loser. No, that's not true. And by the way, I see that you're got a new band getting ready to launch, and so please let me know when a show is happening, because your last band that you had was I'm spacing on the name. Tell me what the name was, Lamont. That was one of the better local bands that I've heard metal hard rock bands put together in a long time, and I saw you guys at the Ironwood, and then it wasn't long after you guys disbanded. I had your t-shirt and wore that for a long time, think it had like a gas mask or something on it. The Discarded, yes. Dude, that band was really good. And not only that, I'm at a loss because it was so good. But dang, man, that was a really good band. That was a really good band. It was like, I was pleasantly surprised when you guys played. So I'm hoping that your new band will be just as good. And yeah, I can't wait to see it, man. It'd be really awesome. Midline, we recorded just a rough kind of demo of this new song, Ghost, and I will play a few seconds of it here for you. Let's check it out. Let me turn the volume up here. Yep, we shut everything down last night, so I didn't know the volume wasn't going to be quite ready. We'll bump that up. That should be better. Here we go. Get rid of you. I chose ashes over steel. I'm living with the ghost jammed out, telling I'm not alone. Silence so loud in darkness, no way home. All right, there's a little snippet of it. If I play too much of it, I think Anthony and JB won't be too happy about that. Can't give away everything, right? So it's really, really cool. We do have somebody lined out to play bass on this song, and that somebody is Scott Alexander, who many of you know if you're involved in the local music scene, is the bass player from the band Dishwalla, and he is quite amazing bass player and just a really cool guy. And I've been fortunate enough to play around the area quite a bit with him, with a couple different bands, and we've recorded some stuff together for other clients that Scott and I were the rhythm section on, and he is just chill. But no, he's just quite amazing to work with. And he and I also played, I think it's been 6 years, I saw it pop up in my Facebook memories the other day, is the Potato Drop, that they have a stage in front of the Capitol building downtown Boise. And if you've ever been to the Potato Drop, there's this semi-truck sized potato that they raise up in the air, and it comes down and it's glowing. They call it the glow-tato, and they have fireworks and whatnot going off behind it, and it's pretty impressive, being that we're the potato state. In New York they have the ball that drops. Here we have a potato. Well, 6 years ago it was like 80 below zero, and I know that sounds exaggerated, and it is, but it was probably minus 30. And Scott and I were playing with a YouTube tribute band from Canada. And so they had reached out to talk to Scott about he playing and having a drummer. And he's like, well, and everything to that show was sequencing and click, and there was like no room for error. And he said, well, there's a drummer in town who's awesome with the click, and I'll ask him. So that was me. And so everybody just learned their stuff completely separate. And then the night before the show, we rehearsed one time here, went through the show, and then performed the next day. Now, this was during Snowmageddon. Who could forget Snowmageddon? It felt like we were living in Antarctica. It was really crazy. I mean, that's not normal weather for where we live. For those of you who live in Michigan, where it's ridiculous all the time. So we were playing on the stage for the Potato Drop, and they had these big patio heaters on the stage, and the heat was melting the snow and ice on the roof, and then it was running through the little cracks or the seams in the roof. And there was probably about a 4 to 5 foot diameter circle of ice on the stage where each person in the front line would be standing. And so, I mean, they might have been better wearing ice skates to perform in. So for those of you who are musicians and you're playing on the front line and in the winter outside, you might consider wearing either snowshoes or ice skates to perform in, because that was probably what was needed for Snowmageddon and the potato drop. So, see, Chris is on here. He says, "What's up? What's up, Chris?" I was just telling people about the awesome sign that you arranged for the studio entrance, which is awesome. I see Andrew is here. What's up, Andrew? Merry Christmas. Andrew is a fantastic musician here in town, and we live in the same circles of playing our country music, and we've done some shows together. I think Andrew had also played in another band that I hadn't realized, and we had actually done a show with. It was a terrible a terrible experience. Andrew probably will attest to this, that we both played in 2 bands, and we played out of the prison for something, and it was interesting to say the least. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. So, I think that's pretty much what I got for y'all today. I hope you guys have an awesome Christmas and an awesome New Year. Yes, it was funny. This hat will retire for another year once January 1st rolls around. But I love wearing this around town and making people smile. And because smiling's my favorite, right? All right, guys, have a blessed, awesome day. Mary and I are going to go take off and try to wrap up some Christmas shopping. Our 9-year-old has been keeping track of if we are Christmas shopping or not. So I guess we better do our due diligence and let Jude know that we're going to go wrap up so that he can rest easy and know that Santa is coming. So have an awesome day, peeps. And Lamont, Merry Christmas to you too, buddy. And seriously, let me know when the new band's ready, because I know it's going to be great. All right, have a good one, guys.